Good evening and welcome to Sunset News. I am Glenora Shipura, bringing you news, community stories, weather, economic news, and much more on this Monday evening. In the news tonight, President Nangolo Mbumba is in the Netherlands, where he will attend this year's World Hydrogen Summit and exhibition. The president arrived in the Netherlands on Saturday and will stay until at least May 15th, when the summit comes to an end. According to State House, President Mbumba is expected to meet with the King of the Netherlands, King Willem-Alexander, and with the Prime Minister of the Netherlands, Mark Rutte. The Dutch government, the city of Rotterdam, and the Rotterdam Port Authority are hosting the summit. According to the program, Mbumba is expected to deliver a speech, and the mayor of Lüderitz, Philippus Balhau, is also indicated as a guest speaker on the official program. Balhau said on social media last week that he was excited to participate and enjoy a speaking turn at the event. The mayor calls it a fantastic opportunity to get involved in the largest and most senior global hydrogen event, together with 15,000 hydrogen professionals and more than 500 exhibitors. My mission is to shed light on the huge opportunities in Lüderitz, as well as our challenges and the tremendous efforts that the Lüderitz Town Council has made to prepare our town for the revitalization of Lüderitz, he said. The average temperature prediction for the winter months of May to July shows that average temperatures increase for the entire country. This is according to the April rainfall bulletin issued by the Namibia Meteorological Services. It said that mean temperatures between 12 degrees Celsius and 19 degrees Celsius are expected over bulk of the country, while the Ohangwena and parts of the Kunene, Omusati, Oshana, Kavango West and East and Zambezi regions are expected to have a mean temperature of 20 degrees Celsius. Although an increase in the mean temperature is forecasted, it is necessary to bear in mind that the reference is the mean temperature during our winter months, it said. April was already warmer than average over most of the country, except over the coastal areas where below average temperatures were experienced. The northern areas of Kunene, Omaheke and western Hardamp regions were 3 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius higher than average. Korihaz and Womkwele in the Kunene region recorded the highest temperature of the month of 41.8 degrees Celsius and 40.3 degrees Celsius respectively. The bulletin further said that most of the country reported rainfall of 90 millimeters and below. Only Otavi and Okonjatu in the Oshadonjiba region reported significant rainfall amounts of 110 millimeters and 103 millimeters respectively for the month. On a seasonal scale from October to April, the bulk of Namibia experienced a below normal rainfall season. The monthly average rather indicates for April shows that below normal rainfall was received over the greater part of the country. Agriculture unions say that the repeated inability of MIDCO to compensate farmers on time continue to undermine their trust in the beef export company. Meanwhile, MIDCO has said that producers will be paid more than 2 weeks late. This is according to a letter written by the Namibia National Farmers Union, the Namibia Emerging Commercial Farmers Union, and the Namibia Agriculture Union. The letter addressed to Public Enterprise Minister Ipumbu Shimi was also sent to Agriculture Minister Carla Schleitwein, the Executive Director of the Finance, Titus Ndove, and MIDCO's Chairperson, Sakaria Ngihikembwa. The union said that MIDCO plays a critical role in sustaining and stabilizing the cattle industry, particularly during this period of drought. Namibia can only consume a third of the meat it produces, and we are reliant on effective export value chains. According to the union's export abattoirs, as the last buyer of beef for export purposes, also stimulate the total cattle value chain. If MIDCO producers are not being paid on time, history showed that the auction prices are then also negatively affected. They said that during April this year, Sudden, which was seized due to unforeseen circumstances, again delayed the on-time payment of MIDCO producers. The union said that since producers experienced delayed payments already in 2022 and 2023, the question can be rightly asked: if or when delayed payments will again be experienced, in 2024. We are therefore writing to express our ongoing concern regarding the recent payment delays and cancellations of slaughter slots experienced by meat co-producers. The unions added that they acknowledge the issue, they have been temporarily addressed, but there is a pressing worry that incidences may reoccur. They said that in addition to these, the northern communal area suffers from a shortage of high-quality livestock supplied to abattoirs for slaughter. The reason for the low quality and numbers supplied are attributable to the low producer prices received in the NAC, which are 40% lower than the prices received south of the veterinary cordon fence. This is according to statistics of the Livestock and Livestock Products Board of Namibia. The union said that these low prices inhibit to incentivize farmers to expand and produce more quality cattle, which threatens not only the operational viability of the NAC abattoirs, but impacts farmer livelihoods and the broader industry. In a landmark achievement for Namibian entrepreneurship, Taloli, an innovative online marketplace, has secured a coveted spot on the prestigious Yale Africa Startup Review's 4th annual #YASR30 list. The Yale Africa Startup Review unveiled its 4th annual #YASR30 list earlier this month, spotlighting 30 groundbreaking startups from across Africa. Notably, this year marks a historic moment as Namibia's entrepreneurial prowess earns recognition on this esteemed poster for the first time. Taloli's remarkable journey from local initiative to global recognition underscores the transformative potential of African startups in reshaping traditional industries. Taloli's mission is simple yet profound: to revolutionize the food supply chain by connecting consumers directly with manufacturers and farmers. This online platform prioritizes convenience and freshness, offering a diverse range of locally sourced products to customers. However, Taloli's impact extends far beyond the realm of e-commerce. It represents hope for Namibia's agricultural sector, where approximately 70% of the population relies on farming for their livelihoods. Philemon Nangolo, team lead for Taloli, emphasized the platform's commitment to leveraging technology for social good, stating, "At Taloli, we believe in harnessing the power of innovation to address pressing challenges in our food systems. Through this collaboration, Taloli and WFP have created a virtual marketplace that directly connects smallholder farmers with consumers. This initiative has facilitated the sale of a diverse array of fresh produce, including vegetables, potatoes, green peppers, onions, maize, cabbages, beetroot, tomatoes, and pumpkins. By leveraging technology and innovation, Taloli has empowered farmers to access local markets, thereby enhancing agribusiness and fostering economic resilience. While Powerhouse Nigeria continued to dominate with 11 startups securing a place on the list, the 2024 edition marked a shift towards spotlighting lesser-known startup cultures. Now, among these, Namibia emerges as a standout inclusion alongside Zimbabwe, Zambia, and North African nations such as Egypt and Morocco. Economic news follows after this break.
Introducing 061 Express, brought to you by Synergy in proud partnership with Windhoek Express. Here's your chance to make your voice heard to celebrate the businesses that make Windhoek exceptional. From your favorite coffee spot to the salon that always gets your style just right. It's time to shine a spotlight on the gems of our city. Over the next 8 weeks, it's your chance to vote for your favorites to recognize the best of the best. Nominations open on the 25th of April and close on the 5th of May. To nominate your favorite business, simply save this number: 085-785-6231 and WhatsApp #061Express or scan the QR code below and follow the on-screen instructions. By nominating your favorites, you're not only supporting local businesses, but you also stand a chance to win your share of 50,000 Namibian dollars in cash. The voting process will be the same as the nominations process, using the Synergy chatbot and the #061Express. Voting opens on June 5th and closes on June 23rd. Make sure to cast your vote for the best of the best. The winners will be announced on June 28th. 061 Express, celebrating the heartbeat of Windhoek. Get ready to make your mark.
In our economic news, due to an anticipated shortfall in meeting the demand of 180,000 tons of white maize in Namibia from local harvest, borders will remain open for the import of white maize during the 2024 marketing season. Spokesperson of the Namibian Agronomic Board, Auguste Fabian, however, said to ensure that available local white maize grain is prioritized for processors, import restrictions have been implemented as of the 1st of May until such a time as all local white maize products is taken up for sold to millers and silos. According to Fabian, NAB projected a total harvest of 323,294 tons of white maize, excluding the Zambezi region, for the 2024 marketing season. This harvest is expected to be marketed to registered millers and silos across the country. Fabian said millers will receive allocations of the expected harvest based on their historical average grain demand from the closed border season of the 2023 marketing season. In anticipation of early harvest from irrigated local production, the NAB has put in place measures to accommodate producers who intend to sell or deliver maize before the official start of the 2024 marketing season. Now producers have the option to sell white maize grain to a miller at the Saftex actual road import parity price for genetically modified organism GMO-free grain applicable on the date of sale, or agree to receive payment after the 1st of May when the applicable floor price comes into effect. Fabian added that NAB will take proactive measures to manage the white maize supply during the 2024 marketing season, thereby ensuring that local producers and millers are supported while maintaining a stable market. Let's take a look at our financial indicators. The Namibian dollar trades against the British pound at 22.93, against the euro at 19.75, against the US dollar at 18.31. 2 Namibian dollars and 53 cents gets you 1 Chinese yuan. On the commodities market, gold went down while copper, platinum and Brent crude oil went up. Brent crude oil trading at 1.19%, going for $84 per barrel. On the other side of the break, we take a look at our story of the day.
Connection. It's in the human touch, the feeling of belonging. It inspires us and empowers us, creates clarity from complexity. It starts new conversations, unlocks the power of advice, and makes an impact on your life. At Alex Forbes, we pioneer insight to provide you with advice that connects your decisions of today to your impact tomorrow.
The annual replastering of Mali's Great Mosque of Djenne was held on Sunday, an important step in maintaining the integrity of the world's largest mud brick building, which has been on UNESCO's World Heritage in danger list since 2016. The mosque and surrounding town, a historical center of Islamic learning and sister city to the more widely known Timbuktu, were added to the list due to the ongoing insecurity in the center of the country where Djenne is located. Northern Mali was taken over by Islamist rebels in 2012, who were pushed back by French forces the following year. But an Islamist insurgency took hold in Mali's north and gradually moved into the center and south of the country over the next decade. Mali's main military camp, just 15 kilometers from Bamako, was attacked by Islamist militants in 2022. The same year, Djenne's annual plastering was nearly cancelled entirely due to unrest. Djenne's mosque requires a new layer of mud each year before the start of the rainy season in June, or the building will fall into disrepair. The plastering of the mosque is done by the entire city in a communal event, which in years past was the main attraction to the tens of thousands of tourists that visited Mali each year. Amadou Amate Sise, a Dejene resident taking part in the event, said the plastering of the mosque is a symbol of peace. The poor, the rich, everyone is here for this activity. We will continue this tradition from generation to generation. We will pass it on to our children, and they in turn will do the same. Traditionally, men and boys are responsible for climbing the mosque and putting the new layer of mud on it, while women and girls are responsible for fetching water from the nearby river to mix with clay to make more of the mud needed for the event. Musa Moriba Digyakte, head of Dejene's cultural mission, said that security is one of the many challenges facing the town. A lot of people talk about insecurity, and we hear that we can't come to Dejene because there is insecurity, he said. As with the rest of Mali, Dejene's tourism industry has all but completely disappeared due to the ongoing insecurity in the country. But the maintenance of the mosque is something that must continue at any cost, Diakite says, in order to preserve the country's cultural heritage, he further added. At least 41 people have now been confirmed dead after hours of torrential rains triggered flash floods and cold lava flow from a volcano in western Indonesia over the weekend. These international stories coming up after the break. At least 41 people have now been confirmed dead after hours of torrential rain triggered flash floods and cold lava flow from a volcano in western Indonesia over the weekend. A local disaster official told the AFP news agency that 17 other people remained missing after the downpour on Saturday night swept ash and large rocks down Mount Marapi, the most active volcano on Sumatra Island. 3 people are missing in the Agam district and 14 in the Tanah Datar, both the worst hit areas of the flood and home to hundreds of thousands of people. Iham Wahab, an official with the West Sumatra Disaster Mitigation Agency, told AFP. About 400 people, including police, soldiers, and local rescue squads, have been deployed to search for the missing, using at least 8 excavators and drones. Marapi erupted in December, killing more than 20 people. Cold lava, also known as lahar, is volcanic material such as ash, sand, and pebbles carried down a volcano's slopes by rain. The rain turned roads into muddy rivers, swept vehicles away, and damaged homes and other buildings. Damage to the roads has hampered rescue efforts. Indonesia is prone to landslides and floods during the rainy season. In 2022, about 24,000 people were evacuated and 2 children were killed in the floods on Sumatra Island, with environmental campaigners blaming deforestation caused by logging for worsening the disaster. In our next story, search and rescue crews were still working at the site of the disaster a week after the accident in the city of George in the Western Cape province. On Monday, municipal authorities said the fatalities had topped 23. An investigation to establish the cause of the collapse is ongoing. The country's public works minister was due to visit the accident scene on Monday, local media reported. On Saturday, a man was pulled from underneath the rubble 116 hours after the accident. The building, whose construction was approved last July, was meant to be a 42-unit apartment block. It came down shortly after 2 p.m. local time on Monday. Around 75 construction workers are believed to have been on site at the time of the accident. 15 people remain hospitalized and many are still missing. There have been allegations that most of the crew were foreign nationals. The government said it will contact the diplomatic missions of Zimbabwe, Malawi, and Mozambique without confirming the claims. The Philippines said on Monday it would keep a close guard on reefs, shoals, and islets in its exclusive economic zone in South China Sea alarmed by reports of new reclamation activities by China, which Beijing denied. The Philippines Coast Guard said on Saturday it had deployed a ship to Sabina Shoal on the Spratly archipelago, where it accused China of building an artificial island, having documented what it said were piles of dead and crushed coral on the sandbars. Jonathan Malaya, spokesperson of the National Security Council, said NSC Chief Eduardo Ano had ordered a tighter guard at locations within Manila's 200 nautical mile economic zone as a long-standing diplomatic row with Beijing intensifies. No one will guard these locations except us. It is our responsibility under international law to guard them and to ensure that the environment there would not be damaged and that there won't be reclamation activities. Let's take a look at our weather predictions. Hennes Bay can expect sunny weather with a minimum of 15 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 26 degrees Celsius. Oranjemund can also expect sunny weather with a minimum of 13 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 28 degrees Celsius. Katimamlulo can expect partly cloudy conditions with a minimum of 16 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 32 degrees Celsius, while Omaruru, Ventuk, and Oshwarongo can also expect partly cloudy conditions, and Hobabes can expect some sunny weather with a minimum of 14 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 26 degrees Celsius. After the break, we take a look at our sports news.
The Agenda is a weekly national affairs interview program hosted every Sunday by Namibian Sun editor Toivon Jabela, featuring a panel of high-profile newsmakers, analysts, and experts. The Agenda aims to reach high-end news consumers seeking informed understanding of national issues. This show is broadcasted on NTV, oneup2.com, and the Namibia Media Holdings Facebook platform. The Agenda focuses on interviews where we put the nation in the hot seat. Contact Agenda at synergy.com.na to get your product and service in the hot seat. The Agenda, focused on today's conversation.
It's now time to take a look at the latest developments in sports with Jesse Jess Karoithe.
Good evening and welcome to the Sunset News Sports section. I'm Jesse Jackson Kauraitha. The Debmarine Namibia Premiership Giants avoided potentially embarrassing exit against lower-ranked opposition in the PST-Bet NFA Cup to progress to the round of 16. Civics FC showed Swakopmund FC that they still are the bigger force by beating them 5-0 at the Unam Stadium on Saturday. Unam FC handed out a punishing result of 13-0 to Northern visitors LK United FC at the Omalunga Stadium in Grootfontein. Orlando Pirates progressed to the next round after a 3-0 win over lower division side Sunrise FC. Orethia Savita progressed to the round of 16 after a 4-2 win on penalties over the Garros Uricop Academy, following a 1-1 draw in regular time. Eshoke Chula Chula eliminated Blue Waters FC from the PST-Bet NFA Cup following a 3-2 win at the Independence Stadium. In other matches, Life Fighters FC beat Air Masters 1-0, while Okakara Young Warriors lost 2-0 to Feather Fighters in the round of 32. Meanwhile, PST-Bet NFA Cup round of 16 draw conducted today has pitted the following clubs against each other: Okanja United versus Julinho Sporting, Chula Chula versus Unam, Orlando Pirates versus African Stars, Civics FC Tigers, Young African versus Young Brazilians, Life Fighters versus Orezia Savita, Ongos FC Commerce Nampo. Feather Fighters will face Mighty Gunners. Highly rated all-rounder Gerard Erasmus will lead Namibia's Richelieu Eagles for the third consecutive time in the 2024 T20 World Cup, but will not have T20's fastest centurion Nicole Lofty-Eaton in the 16-member squad for the tournament in the US, Caribbean and in June. Lofty-Eaton, 23, is currently the subject of disciplinary proceedings after being sent home early from the African Games in Ghana during March, where he was also replaced as team captain by Malan Kruger after the first 2 losses to Zimbabwe and Nigeria. Ruan Agenberg of Windhoek Gymnasium will lead the Namibia Schools rugby team at the SA Rugby Under-18 Academy Week to be hosted in Johannesburg in the last week of June. A tough opening match awaits the Namibians on the first match date, 24 June, against the Pumas. Following final trial matches on Saturday morning, Windhoek Gymnasium's explosive flank Zach von Wieler, who also made the 2023 team, was named in the squad, although there will be concern over a knee injury that forced him off the field. That is all we had for you tonight. Good evening.
And that brings us to the end of the broadcast. Thank you for joining Sunset News on this Monday evening. Do make sure to join Sunset News on Facebook, on all the NMH platforms on weekdays, as well as on our website, 1up2.com. Sunset News screens on DSTV channel 285 and GoTV channel 25 every weekday and Sundays from 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. I am Glenora Shipura, and this has been Sunset News. Don't end your day without us.